What's going on, everybody? You already know who it is, man. It is your boy, Cherry Fit, and we are back to react with what's new on the tube, man. You already know, Fresh Braids Reacts, Graduate Reacts, bro. Hey, man, you already know how we come with the body cams, bro. You guys really fuck with the body cam reactions. I'm really fucking with them, too, so I'm glad that you guys enjoy them. Hold on. Dude, I'm glad that you guys enjoy the body cams reactions just as much as I do, because we see some crazy shit. We've seen some whack shit so far, and it always is entertaining, so I like bringing you guys this content. Like I always say, if you have anything that you want me to react to, just leave it in the comments, send it to me, let me know, man. I'm not afraid to react to anything around here. Most consistent reactor on the tube, bro. Let's jump into the video, man. Enough yapping. Let's see what this lady got herself into. Drunk driver realizes she just killed someone. Stop driving drunk, guys, man. If you're drunk, if you're drinking, you know what I'm saying? Be responsible, get some. Oh my gosh. In the middle of me telling you guys to be driving responsible, here's a prime example of why you should be driving responsible, bro. This lady has no tires, bro. No tires. Bringing, dude, shame to the rest of them, bro. Shame to the rest. And like, dude, it's crazy, bro. We're not even 10 seconds into this video.
Little does she know, this deer she's talking about was actually...
Oh my gosh.
Sounds like the accident actually occurred on the sidewalk. Do you remember jumping the curb for any particular reason? Is that blood there?
Oh my gosh, man. Prayers to the victims involved, bro.
I've been saying, look at my car, but I'm like, and obviously I've hit someone.
Got that insanity body cam, man.
It was 11:30 a.m. on January 7th, 2024. Trainer Elizabeth Pizzoni was enjoying a Sunday brunch with her friends at a local bar in Ocala, Florida. 6 hours and a few drinks later, Elizabeth and her two friends can be seen heading towards the bar's parking lot. As Elizabeth was the only one at the bar who ordered drinks, her friends offered her an Uber ride.
Bro, 6 hours straight of drinking is crazy. And then driving, bro. 6 hours straight of drinking and then driving, dude. What kind of decision is that, dude? 6 hours straight.
She eventually reached the highway, and by that time, it was already completely dark. Just a few minutes into
I mean, shit, she hit that turn, but what the hell?
She panicked, and at the last second, swerved to avoid the deer. But in doing so, she lost control and steered onto the sidewalk.
Bro, I mean...
crashing straight into a cyclist.
Bro, I mean, okay, so obviously it's still bad that she drives drunk. I mean, it seems like she was wicked hammered. Like, it seemed like she couldn't tell in the little clip that we saw of her talking to the cop that she couldn't tell that she hit someone. And that's bad, bro, because that, like, bro. I mean, like, I get if you just swerve off and hit someone because of a deer in the road you don't want to hit. I mean, like, you lose control. Shit happens, bro. Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm not condoning her actions, but shit happens. But, bro, I want to know how loaded she was.
At around 6:35 p.m., the Ocala Police Department received a call about a man lying motionless on the sidewalk and urgently needing medical help.
Hey, did he was there?
The man was later identified as 61-year-old Louis Ozio, a beloved...
Not the elderman, bro. Senior citizen.
Home, completely unaware that tragedy was about to strike.
That's so fucked up, bro. You can literally just be riding your bike. This dude was riding his bike home from work, they said. Minding his business, probably bumping some good music, having a good day, probably going home to his family, his wife, or whatever. Probably gonna, you know, just chill, read, watch some sports. It's fucked up, man. Stop driving drunk, bro. Affecting too many people.
Arriving quickly, Lewis's injuries were fatal, and he was pronounced dead at the scene.
Yeah, because I have her going up on the sidewalk with a bloody bottle cap there. Is that blood there?
According to the witness who first called 911, the perpetrator was driving a red Mini Cooper when they struck Lewis.
Oh, he saw her.
Flew as the vehicle sped away from the scene without any attempt to stop.
Yeah, I mean, that's really bad. I mean, you literally can't condone her action. She drove away, tires gone. I mean, she drunk as fuck. So, I mean, like, how bad was it to swerve? You know what I'm saying? Like, did she swerve, like, in the middle of the road? Like, was it necessary to swerve onto the sidewalk? You know what I'm saying? That's what I was trying to say earlier. That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up, man. That's bad.
Immediately jumped into their patrol cars, notified all available units, and began searching for the suspect, even requesting air support.
Have him mark off the scene, nobody moves around, and if we get everyone coming up to Ocala Park Estates, we can track the vehicle. It's going to be up here someplace, and if they could assist with finding it. The car's here, sir. I'm shutting down, everything's westbound. That's it. We're backing out at 27. I'm going to shut it down at 27. Nobody westbound.
Where the vehicle is on Northwest 61st Link, Northwest 48th Avenue.
Traffic was quickly shut down, and locating the hit-and-run driver didn't take long. The red Mini Cooper clearly stood out due to the broken window, damaged headlights, and sparks.
Oh my gosh. How do you keep driving with all that shit, dude?
The officers proceeded with caution, as they were about to confront the driver, who had supposedly just taken an innocent man's life, unaware of how heartless the driver would turn out to be.
No, it's fine. I understand. I've never had an accident. I've had somebody hit me one time. I'm already 4 years old.
Everyone, all these vehicles are out here.
I'm totally out of my mind because I've never had an accident.
This is your target.
Yes, absolutely.
Police identified the reckless driver as 44-year-old Elizabeth Pizzoni. She appeared nervous, fidgety, and incredibly confused. Elizabeth didn't know it yet, but her night was about to get much worse.
I just want you to walk me through, like, how the accident happened and stuff like that, and then, so we're just going to do a step-by-step where you're at when the initial impact occurred, and then we're just going to go from there, okay? So I'm just going to try to take notes, because we got a little bit of ways from there to here. I just don't want to lose anything.
And my panic was how I got here, so I totally get that.
Where were you at when the accident occurred?
So I was leaving downtown, okay, I was in the district, I turned.
Bro, she looks like a teacher, bro.
I don't know what this side road is.
Looks like a teacher that I had when I was
where Mellow Mushroom is all that.
coming out through school.
a deer jumped. That's what it felt like to me. It's like a deer jumped into my car. And I panicked. I was like, holy shit, it's like an animal or deer. But I was like, no, Liz, it's not a deer. So as I rationalized, and as I'm like on autopilot turn, right? I'm like, no, like, something's wrong. So then I called my brother, told him to stop right then. Like, we had the brakes, but there were cars, there was all kinds of shit. So I was like, stop. Oh, I'm so not exactly how my Sunday is supposed to go. Anyway, here I am. I totally, I don't know what other word there is.
Did you hear anything after the incident?
No.
Or during the incident?
Besides my
She did. You turned right.
like, Liz, what the? No.
Okay. So you didn't hear scraping, anything like that while you're driving?
No, well, yeah, I heard scraping. I was like, holy shit, like, I thought, the animal, like...
I feel like it's probably not just drinking, bro. She's like tweaking right now. Hold on. Hold on. Dude, I really thought I was about to sneeze there. But anyway, I feel like, dude, this is not just drinking. Like, she looks like maybe she did a little of that booger sugar, bro. Looks like she's a little paranoid, kind of forgetting where she is, a little mix of both. Doesn't really get her story straight, doesn't know what's going on.
Holy shit.
The way Elizabeth tells her story is almost theatrical. She uses exaggerated gestures, her words are overly emotional, and she adds unnecessary details. This kind of behavior is common in someone trying to gain sympathy, and it might even be her way of trying to justify what she did. Elizabeth claims she panicked when something suddenly struck her car, yet instead of stopping or calling 911, she just kept driving and dialed her brother. It was only after he urged her to pull over that she was finally stopped to wait for police. But instead of taking responsibility for the crash, Elizabeth will try to trick and manipulate the officers, worrying solely about herself, not the man whose life had just been lost.
Does she even know?
I was just sitting there, Kat and Tony, theirs, Katya, they were friends of mine, and I had brunch at the restaurant, and then she hadn't eaten, she's pregnant, so we told her, hey, you need to come eat. So, like, we made her go eat at District, so we sat there, I had water.
Dude, elite cop stance right here, brother. I don't warm the hands up in the, what is it? What is it called, bro? The bulletproof vest, man. Just... I love when cops hit that stance, man. They're funny as hell, bro.
Home, I assume, and then I left from there, so...
Alright, so we left District, and then the accident occurred in front of the Burl King, right back to the 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
Do you remember how fast you were going right there?
Well, I'm a grandma, so 40, I don't ever drive fast. Like, I don't have speeding tickets, like, I got away at a turbo. 40, I don't know, whatever that is, 40 or 35, 45, maybe?
Somewhere between 35 and 45?
Yeah, I don't ever speed.
Several things stand out in Elizabeth's story. Firstly, she claims that she has no bill from the bar, but the alcohol smell coming from her car makes the officers doubt her statement. Secondly, her claim that she's a slow driver is disproven by the CCTV footage, which shows her going at least 50 miles per hour. But ultimately, even from a hit at 30 miles per hour, a pedestrian has a very high chance of being killed, especially if they're an elderly man with a pre-existing heart condition.
Oh my gosh, bro. That's just so, like, sickening to hear, bro. He had a heart condition. Man, he was just going home, trying to go on about his day, dude. He just finished up at work, bro. Fuck this lady, dude. I hope she goes to jail.
Is that police back at the crime
And learn
scene were
from what
already
she did, bro. It's
what happened,
ridiculous.
and what they discovered on the scene would disprove every excuse she has.
Yeah, so right here, she goes up the curb right here. Yeah, right about there. She tells the curb right there. She goes. There's glass. That's plastic. That was actually standing up. Yeah, I think that's right on that. I think pointed back to be somewhere right here.
What police discovered at the crash site clearly contradicts Elizabeth's previous statements. The crash did not occur on the highway. Elizabeth jumped the curb, hit Lewis, and continued driving on the sidewalk for nearly 10 yards.
Oh my gosh. Wait, so there was no deer? Was that a lie from the beginning, or were they telling the story that was what happened? Bro, there was no deer, then I can't condone anything that I said in the beginning. I absolutely have no sympathy for this lady, bro. This is fucked up, dude. This is so fucked up.
Time to break the devastating news to Elizabeth, but not asking one simple yet damning question.
It sounds like the accident actually occurred on the sidewalk. Do you remember jumping the curb for any particular reason?
No.
There's something that jumped out in front of you, you tried to avoid, or something along those lines. You don't remember jumping the curb?
No, I remember jumping the curb.
So there was no deer?
And obviously, I've hit someone. Stop, Liz. Okay, think. No, Liz has to think.
Finally, reality hit Elizabeth. She had taken the life of an innocent man and driven off without a second thought. Unlike her initial claim of possibly hitting a deer on the highway,
Oh my
Elizabeth
gosh,
insists she
dude.
did.
The whole time I thought that she said that she hit something on the highway, or was avoiding something on the highway, bro. This shit didn't even take place on the highway, man. Bro, there's no excuses for this lady, bro.
However, skid marks found at the scene disprove her statement and confirmed that a crash did in fact occur on the sidewalk, likely as a result of her attempting to avoid the deer. But the tragic part was that an innocent 61-year-old Lewis
Wait, so there was a deer?
riding his bicycle on that very same sidewalk. As he was screaming in agony, all he could see was his attacker speeding away and refusing to look back. Elizabeth's attempts to portray herself as a careful and empathetic driver turned out to be completely futile. After learning that a man and not a deer was hit by her car, not once did Elizabeth ask about the innocent man's well-being. To make matters worse, Elizabeth will soon prove to be completely uncooperative and try to hide the real cause of the crash.
You, Elizabeth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm Sergeant Chris Smith of South Police Department.
Yes, sir.
I need to ask you one question.
Absolutely.
Would you be willing to give a voluntary blood sample? Obviously, this was a crash. This involves
Sure.
serious injuries. So, it's a question.
I don't know how to answer that. Like drugs or
Well,
I mean,
drugs, alcohol, or anything like that.
I mean, I was
That's what our concern is.
earlier, like at brunch, but that was at like 12 o'clock. I don't know how long. Like I don't know what the right answer. I don't know what the answer to that is. So no, I guess I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a yes or no question. I'm asking you right now.
Well-
If you voluntarily be able to do that, if you want to say no right now, that's fine.
While Elizabeth refused to cooperate with police, one of the officers made a visit to the bar to find out just how much Elizabeth had to drink.
Hello? Hi, I'm trying to find out some more information about this lady.
Yeah, she was sitting at 21 with Tony.
No, she was consuming alcohol.
He had one shot for me. That was the team getting it. How's it drink for me? Full shot, one shot.
So we know at least one shot.
I mean, she was saying nothing to like something. The shot's done. I can't
I mean, she was the first one ever. She looks like 7 because I saw them and they were kind of to the deficit on the first floor and she was kind of. Oh, if that something happened, she's the one.
Oh, yeah.
One of them, yes. Oh, sorry. Nice to meet you.
No, she was involved in a drug accident. Actually killed somebody. So, yeah.
Oh my god.
So it's pretty serious murder. So, but
Oh my goodness.
it's
So heartbreaking. I have seen her. Yes.
According to the staff, Elizabeth had at least one drink at the bar, and her behavior seemed erratic and suspicious. This piece of information may be the difference between Elizabeth walking free and sitting behind bars. Back at the scene, Elizabeth was running out of excuses, and the police had no
I mean,
doubt
one shot,
she was under the influence of
to make
alcohol
you that
at the
drunk?
crash.
That's why I'm saying I don't think it's just alcohol.
A statement from the bar staff, Elizabeth would finally crack and tell the truth. But instead of just admitting she'd been drinking, she revealed something far worse.
When was the last time you had something to drink today?
Probably. So I could look at my phone and met Kat at 11:30 or so at Katya, and I had 2 mimosas, 3 mimosas. I mean, that was.
I can smell it on your breath.
I had 2 Diet Cokes with her. I mean, I could.
Unless you had alcohol added to the Diet Coke, so no alcohol in Diet Coke.
No. I understand.
Are you taking any medication?
I take. I have an Adderall prescription, and I take.
I knew it, bro.
When's the last time you took Advil?
I take it twice a day. I took it at probably 12 o'clock maybe.
So right up to that.
You were drinking, bro.
Does it say on the label? Alcohol meter.
It does, yeah.
Oh my gosh. And dude, didn't I tell you guys, dude, from the beginning? Like I knew. I was like, dude, it doesn't sound like it's just. Hold on, I gotta plug it in, bro. It doesn't sound like it's just alcohol, bro. It sounds like my fault, y'all. Camera fell, but yeah, dude. Earlier I was literally saying, bro, how it doesn't sound like just alcohol.
Mixing alcohol with Adderall can be extremely dangerous. Adderall is a stimulant drug, increasing alertness and focus. Taken with alcohol, Adderall masks the sedating effects of alcohol. In other words, Adderall made Elizabeth feel more sober than she actually was.
Dude, okay, so that makes mad sense.
One simple taken and later
That makes mad sense, bro. Damn. It's all like, dude, she doesn't seem that drunk, bro. One shot.
A last-ditch effort to prove her
But
innocence.
yeah, man. Adderall, I did.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Turn it again. I'll turn turbo. I don't.
Continue, you said it's okay. What?
I wonder what happened to her.
Q, Y, X, Y, Z.
Close your eyes. Now backwards from 100.
What? Bro, these are crazy tests.
Alright, so every place under red.
She got to not even 95 before you put the cuffs on her.
Chapter 893.
Bro, damn.
You already dismissal of test your breath. The first turns off context. You still breath.
In all 5 of the exercises, Elizabeth showed multiple indicators of being under the influence of
That's
alcohol.
tough, man.
In fact, she was so intoxicated that she failed every single test. At 10:40 p.m., January 7th, 2024, Elizabeth was arrested and booked into the Marion County Jail. She was charged with DUI manslaughter and leaving the scene of a crash.
I
2
figured
days
that.
later, on January 9th, her bail was set to $100,000. While her case is still ongoing.
Damn.
If she's found guilty, she can face up to 15 years in prison and a fine of up to $10,000.
Hey, man. That's gonna do it for this video, bro. Dude, that's crazy. What do you guys think should happen to her? Should she go to jail or should she use the bail? I mean, dude, that's crazy, dude. They said she only took 1 shot and she was that lit. I mean, alcohol is a hell of a substance, man. You guys shouldn't be drinking and driving, bro. Stop getting behind the wheel after you've had something to drink. But anyway, man, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you want me to do any videos, man. Like I always say, comment down below. Send me videos. You know, we react to anything. We're not afraid to react to anything over here. Most consistent reactor on the tube. And yeah, man, like I always say, I appreciate you guys joining. I'll see you in the next video.